Welcome to ARW. I'm Harold, and this is sort of an announcement video, and I'm announcing a indefinite suspension of the new videos on this channel. I know we never did get to see how far I went with the painting. I've got the lathe about 3/4 painted now, so just in case you was worrying. Of course, I haven't worked on it in about 2 weeks. I spent all last week in the hospital, bleeding internally, and they found the hole and plugged it, so that's not an issue anymore. But anyway, I've been thinking since about 2 years ago as to whether I was going to just totally shut down the channel for good, or maybe just stop a while. So an indefinite suspension leaves me free to someday, if I feel like it, to restart things, you know. Although I don't know if I survive into next year, well, maybe I'll make some more videos. We'll see what we see. But I started this thing in June of 2012, and since right now I've got 662 videos. I deleted about 300 of them that I thought were pretty crummy, and cleaned things up some, and I've had almost 2.5 million views. Now that's a pretty bad performance. If you know, you look at Mr. Pete's channel, and he's had probably by now 60 or 70 million views, and you know, that means that I'm not getting any, not getting any traffic at all, hardly to speak of. I got about a little over 11,000 subscribers, of whom about 500 or 600 of them actually come back and watch videos. It's just the way it goes. You got to have some kind of personality or something to make a channel work, and I don't have it. I mean, I've done the same projects as everybody else. I've made gears, I've cast things, I've built tools, I built CNC stuff, you know, I'm powder coated, and you name it, and none of it's worked. So there, and no real improvement in how things go. So that was discouraging, you know. But you know, you should give up on a lost cause after a while. You know, even a dog quit digging a hole when he finds out he hadn't caught anything yet. So anyway, I'm gonna knock it off right here, and maybe I'll see you guys again, and maybe I won't. But it's been kind of fun. I got to meet people in person, like Mr. Pete, Chuck Bomberito, who's the nicest guy on YouTube, Tom Lipton, and our guy over in Georgia, Keith Rucker. I met all those guys. I even met A-Bomb 79 there for a couple of times. The guy that runs the Bash, I've met him 2 or 3 times. And I don't mean no insult, but I never can remember what the heck his name is, you know. That's bad. Oh, and I met Randy Richard and several other guys. The guy from oh, I forget where he's from. He stopped making videos for about a year and came back. I met him too. So I've met a lot of the YouTube guys, and the guy that was reclaiming all the old lathes. I forget what his channel's called, and I forgot his name. Met him. So I got to meet a lot of the different creators and talk with them, and they're universally all nice guys, you know. Of course, Chuck's the nicest one of the bunch. Anyway, I've come to a point where I've lost interest in the channel, and I don't care if I make another video ever, really. So this is where I'm going to let it suspend, and we'll see if I ever work up the inspiration to do one. I'm doubting it, but you know, I'm not shutting down the channel. I'm just suspending. Alright? So I'm really grateful to all you folks that kept watching, and I've enjoyed all the letters and the emails and stuff, you know, and it's good to get to know a lot of people, because most everybody's nice, and they all got a story to tell that's, you know, a little different from the other guy's story, and that's interesting. So I want to thank you all for showing up and watching my videos, and I want to thank all those other creators for answering my emails and stuff, and this is it. See you all around. Bye. Bubba and Cooter down on the old Army training grounds, you know, walking along, and they saw this little box sticking out of the dirt, so they picked it up and opened it, and there was 3 hand grenades in it. And so they looked at them a little bit, and then they decided, well, maybe we ought to go and turn them over to the sheriff. So they're walking along with him, and Cooter stopped Bubba and said, Bubba, he says, look here, he says, what if one of them hand grenades goes off before we get down to the sheriff's office? Bubba says, nothing to it. He says, we'll just lie to them, tell them we only found 2.